year.
And then in 2022, is that when you went to the Harris County DA's office?
Yes, sir. That is when I joined the Harris County District Attorney's Office.
Okay, to be clear, that's the same Harris County District Attorney's Office that Mr. Butani and Mr. Jordan worked for, correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
All right. So let's start with, well, I guess let me ask this. You also receive, they don't just throw you into vehicular crimes, right? They give you some training. Is that fair?
Who?
The law enforcement. Like when you went to at HPD, they didn't just say you're now assigned to vehicular crimes. They had to teach you how to do some of these investigations, right?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
And you receive periodic training after that, right?
Yes, sir.
You also receive training when you're at the Harris County DA's office.
Yes, sir.
And would it be, technology is always changing, right?
Yes, sir. It is.
So there's always a need to get updated training, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been doing that.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, how many years, ballpark, have you been doing crimes or investigating crimes regarding accident scenes?
Since 2012.
Okay. So, let's talk about that then, about an accident investigation and a reconstruction. In order to do a proper and thorough reconstruction, I'd like for you to list for us what all you need to review. Okay, so let's start with this. Would you need to review all offense reports created by police departments regarding the incident?
Yes, sir.
Would you need to review all crime scene unit reports regarding the incident?
Yes, sir.
I believe you stated yesterday witnesses are important, so you want to see all the witnesses there.
Yes, sir.
Now, when we're talking about witnesses, that's a little unique because witness testimony can vary, correct?
Yes, sir. That is true.
And in fact, witness testimony can vary in situations where someone's not lying, but they can be mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, that happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you're trained in doing your investigation. You've got to look at the whole picture, correct?
Yes, sir.
And every witness statement that is made is something that needs to be given some consideration to at least evaluate what's accurate and what's not. Fair?
That's typically what I do. Yes, sir.
All right. And then at HP, you've got, what's that laser scanner called?
The Leica RTC.
Okay, that's advanced technology, but in one form or another, it's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you had that at HPD when you were there in 2022.
Yes.
And you've had it, the Harris County District Attorney's Office has that same equipment, correct?
No, sir. We do not own a Leica scanner.
Okay, so when you use a Leica scanner in your duties with the Harris County DA's office, you're borrowing it from another agency?
Yes, sir. I was.
Okay. The Leica scanner is really good for measurements, right?
Yes, sir. It is.
But there's still some human input that comes into play, correct?
It is. Yes, sir.
For example, the reference points are not chosen by the scanner, but by the investigator. Fair?
Yes, sir.
So we talked, is there anything that I did not cover? Well, I guess let me ask this. Photographs, you want to see scene photographs, correct?
Yes, sir.
If there's a scene video, you want to review that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything, and I promise it's a trick question, I want to make sure there's nothing I missed. Is there anything else that in your ideal situation, and I get every situation is not ideal, okay, but in your ideal situation to do a reconstruction, is there anything else that I've not mentioned that you would really like to see?
I would like to see all the photos, basically all the evidence that anybody's captured. I would like to see when I'm doing a reconstruction because it takes a totality to put something back together.
All right. So, and in vehicle cases, and I'll visit with you in more detail about this in a minute, But are you familiar with the term electronic data recording?
Yes, sir. That would be EDR. Yes, sir.
And is that something that is sometimes referred to as a black box?
Yes, sir. That is.
And sometimes you can get information from electronic data recorders, sometimes you can't, right?
Yes, sir.
But if that's information that's available, it's certainly something that you want to review when doing your reconstruction, fair?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, when were you asked to get involved?
I would say probably about August of 2025.
All right, so last month.
Yes, sir.
What were you given to review in this case?
Excuse me. I was given the entire case file to just review.
All right, so the case file, for what you reviewed, did that include the report regarding the shooting?
I mean, just the original ORI from HPD.
Yeah, when we say OR, you and me, we both know what that means, but so the jury understands, does OR mean offense report?
Yes, sir. The original offense report.
And police, as part of their duties, are required to make offense reports of what they're investigating, correct?
Yes, sir. They are.
All right, so if the jury hears OR, just know that means police report, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so in this case, you had, because of the unique situation, there were two offense reports, right?
Yes, sir.
There was the report for the shooting, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then there was the report for the robbery.
Yes, sir.
And you reviewed both of those.
Yes, sir.
Now, there were also photographs that were taken by crime scene unit investigators, correct?
Yes, sir.
You reviewed all of those.
Yes, sir.
There was a crime scene video that was taken by a crime scene unit, correct?
Yes, sir.
You reviewed that.
Yes, sir.
All right. You had a testimony from Armando Alvarez. Did you review that?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Okay. And in that testimony and in your review of it, you're familiar with him stating at one point they were shooting at each other, correct?
I don't recall that.
Would you quibble with me about that being accurate? I can show it to you if you would.
Could you show it to me, please?
Sure. And while she's fine, Hannah, can you sign that? Grand jury All right, while she's finding that, did you review any testimony from Wendy Alvarez?
I don't recall.
You don't know if you did or not?
Yes, I don't remember.
Okay. Did you review the statements from Wendy Alvarez or Armando Alvarez that were listed in the offense report?
I just don't remember because I review cases literally every day for all the crash fatalities. So I read a
get
lot.
that, but we're in trial on this case.
I understand. Yes, sir.
Did you not review anything before you came up to the stand?
I'm just trying to remember what I can, sir.
I understand, but I mean, this is my only time to be able to ask you questions on this, okay? So you don't remember if you based any of your opinions upon, in part, the statements made by the Alvarez family?
I based my opinions on the photos that I took and the scene measurements that I took, sir.
So you did not, this is sounding like I'm trying to trick you, but I'm not. I'm trying to understand. You did not take into account the statements that were made by the witnesses at the scene?
I based my evidence on the videos and the photos that I took and the measurements that I took
So not,
and reading the original report.
okay. There were witness statements in the report, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did that go into your calculations? Did that go into the opinions that you made on this case?
The only calculations that I made were from my Leica scan measurements where I clicked the point and then clicked
get-
another point,
okay.
sir.
Judge, may I take this witness on board hire?
No, Judge, I'm not offering anything. You can't take the witness on board.
I'm a little confused.
Regarding what he is specifically an expert in, crime scene reconstruction versus shooting incident reconstruction. Judge is asking, if I may, the attorney's asking him about who is shooting at the scene. Mr. Bledsoe is a crime scene reconstructionist. That's what his testimony was yesterday, and that was the scope of his testimony yesterday.
Go ahead and so please.
No, with all due respect, Judge, this is not federal court. This is state court. We get to have open
You
cross.
could ask him whatever question, you just keep it within the scope of his expertise.
Well, Judge, may we approach? Judge, this is
Wow. He said, look, this ain't federal court, this state court. We had to have open cross. What is you talking about, Judge? Y'all better get this together. My guy over here looking all sad. Looking like a sad puppy. He can't even hold his head up, y'all. That is so messed up. Read the TC. Oh, sorry. I got y'all. I got it muted. Wait a minute. I got to rewind. Y'all.
Does that refresh your memory as to whether or not Mr. Alvarez had previously testified they were shooting at each other?
Can I say kind of what I just read, actually?
May I approach the witness? All right, you said earlier that you thought you reviewed testimony from Armando Alvarez as part of your review of the case.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm showing you a prior testimony of Mr. Alvarez, okay? And if you'll look at lines 8 and 9 there, you can read as much as you want, but I want you to focus on lines 8 and 9. Don't read it aloud, just read it to yourself. You tell me when you're finished.
I'm finished.
Okay, does that refresh your memory as to whether or not Mr. Alvarez had previously testified they were shooting at each other?
Can I say kind of what I just read, actually?
You're welcome to say it, yes.
Because right now I'm just reading where it says, as I slow down, I heard the first gunshots. They were shooting at each other.
There you go. Does that say that? So did I miss something that it said they were shooting at each other?
Oh, it just says he heard it. He didn't see it visually with his eyes.
Well, I don't want to play these games here. I mean,
Okay.
does it say they were shooting?
They were shooting at each other.
Shooting at each other. Did I misread that?
No, not at all.
Okay. Is that so hard to just agree with?
No, sir.
All right. So you reviewed the police report, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you stated when Mr. Katani was asking you questions that witness information is something that you have to take into account, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
And did you review the whole report?
The offense report from HP, I recall all of that. Yes, sir.
Okay. And in that report, there were statements from the Alvarez's, and when I say that, I mean Wendy and Armando Alvarez, correct?
Yes, sir.
There was a statement from my client's wife, correct?
Yes, sir.
There was a statement from my client, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you reviewed all of those, right?
I have reviewed them before. Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you take those into account when you were making the opinions that you were making on your case?
The only opinions I made, sir, was from the evidence that I took and based off the visual videos that you can see.
Okay, so you did not take into account, I just wanted to understand if you took the witness testimony into account, yes or no?
I always listen to and take it into account. And then as an investigator, you go through and you check and balance basically by reviewing video and putting everything together.
Okay. So you are in the vehicular crimes unit at the DA's office, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And that's a unit that probably has a little bit of overlap in this case because there are some vehicles involved. But when there are vehicle or crime scenes involving vehicles, y'all have a call-out schedule, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And that is where you will have sometimes a prosecutor or an investigator from the Harris County District Attorney's Office that will go out to the scene of the alleged crime, right?
Yes, sir.
And you go there while the police are there, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the reason you do that immediately is because looking at the crime scene quickly after it happened is important, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And you're gonna get more, there's only so much information you can reconstruct. It's better to be on the scene. That's why they send you out there, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you were talking about one of the things that you do is read the roadway. You remember telling Mr. Katami that?
Yes, sir.
When we're reading the roadway, that is it fair to say that that's where you're looking for certain clues from evidence on the road itself?
Yes, sir.
Some of those clues can be things like something called a yaw mark, right?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell the jury what that is?
Yaw mark is a critical curve speed mark, basically, which tells true speed. There's a formula we can use that gives actual true speed of that vehicle because it's a tire that is rotating while side slipping.
Okay, and then there's other things you can do to calculate vehicle pitch.
Yes, sir, there is.
Okay, would you tell the jury what pitch means for a vehicle?
As far as like it basically turning pitch, you mean? Like a rotation?
The kind of pitch that you look at, yes, sir.
Well, we have a vehicle that's turning and has a pitch angle basically. So basically a deviation off of its normal axis, essentially.
And those are things that you routinely look for when doing investigations involving vehicles, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why?
It's part of our scene and evidence for vehicular crimes. It can tell you different things about those vehicles and what was happening.
And the road itself, in addition to having marks, there could be other evidence you can see from the concrete on the road sometimes, correct?
Yes, sir.
For example, something simple, if there's a shooting, you can see, in some situations, you might be able to see a bullet where a bullet had hit the concrete, right?
I mean, yes, sir.
All right. Now, going back to the EDR, or the black box,
Okay.
that, Mr. Catania visited with you about that a little bit yesterday. That is kind of a data recorder for a vehicle, right?
Yes, sir. It's attached to the airbag control module.
But it also will, in certain circumstances, collect and retain other information about the vehicle, correct?
Certain parameters of a vehicle. Each brand is different with it in the EDR world.
Of course. The types of things, but you will routinely, in vehicle investigations, it's quite common for y'all to download the information from the black box, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
And y'all don't do that just to see if the airbag went off, do you?
No, sir.
You do that because it can give you information in certain cases, and I understand not all cases, but in certain cases like speed, correct?
Yes, sir.
It can sometimes tell you braking.
Yes, sir.
What other information can it give you?
You can get speed, braking, steering input. Sometimes it can give you quantities on the driver's weight versus the person sitting in a passenger's seat. It tells you if the if the seatbelt was worn. It can tell you mileage that's on the vehicle itself. It can read that data as well. It's just a few things, you guys.
So now those, and I understand that it varies by vehicle. Okay, I'm going to guess, since we're in Houston, Texas, you probably had some familiarity with the Ford F-250.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the Ford EDR will collect that information if there's an accident that's big enough to make the airbags deploy, right?
Or an event-enabled signal sent, basically.
Sure, but let's, I'm kind of starting one place and I'm going to go somewhere else. I mean, we can agree if there's an accident, it's going to collect that information, right?
If it's an accident that triggers an event, a minor accident like a 1 or 2 mile per hour bump you from behind, probably it's not going to actually enable.
Fair. And that actually, one of the things that triggers it to collect the information in certain circumstances, have you ever heard the term delta V?
Yes, sir. The instantaneous change in velocity. Yes, sir.
Okay, and when there is a significant delta V, okay, a change in velocity,
Yes, sir.
that in some circumstances can trigger the electronic data recorder to record information, even if there's not a wreck, right?
Yes, sir. And create a non-deployment event is what it's actually called.
Okay, and And then if that happens, you may be able to get some of the information like we talked about, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are aware in this case that at one point, the brakes were slammed on this car, correct? This vehicle.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're also aware there was never an attempt made to get any of the data from the Ford black box, correct?
Yes, sir.
That technology completely existed to be able to do that in 2022, right?
Yes, sir, it did.
You were able to do that when you were in HPD.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to publish State's Exhibit number 2. Let's see. Well, hold on. Maybe that's there because it was Zoom. Judge, we got Justin in it for a technical thing. I think because of the Zoom, it is,
Mr.
it's on the right. Just takes a second.
Young attorneys.
How they earn their keep.
Judge, may I approach the TV?
Y'all might have seen the TV in there with the VCR. That's how we grew up. You can just plug it in.
Give it to the Smithsonian.
All right, I'm going to show you, we're looking at State's Exhibit, and it's 2, 3. Sorry. So for the record, we're looking at State's Exhibit number 3. This is a video that you've certainly seen before, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay. Emma, can you play until, may I approach
Yes, sir, fine.
there's something here? All right, stop. All right, now when you look there, is that the robber?
Yes, sir, that is the original robber from the 18th.
His hand's extended there, correct?
Yes, sir, it is extended.
All right, and I'm going to show you Defense Exhibit number 9. Do you see this, sir?
Yes, sir, it's just a screenshot of this same frame pretty much.
Okay. Is it fairly and accurately depict the screenshot that you're seeing right there?
If I can see the time that with the boxes in the way.
Well,
for
just
this-
more or less. It doesn't need to be precise.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Tender Defense Exhibit number 9 to opposing counsel offering the evidence.
Yeah, no objection, Judge.
With no picture made, effective for not being admitted for written and published.
Okay, and that is, we said, consistent with, that's consistent with someone shooting a gun, right?
That's consistent with somebody extending their arm right now.
You think the robber's just saying hi?
He's sticking his hand up, and if he has a gun in his hand, which I think he did from seeing the other videos.
You're not denying that they were robbed, right? I think we agree on that.
No, I totally agree with that, sir.
And can you go forward to the next one? No, 2. Yeah, and then we see the same thing over here, right? Did I catch it at the right spot?
Yes, sir, he's sticking his arm up currently.
Okay. Like that first one, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna stop right here. Jason, are you seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? Because I want to know, do it now change back? Yes, Curville. So does this now change? Did y'all just hear this testimony that's coming in? So I'm trying to see, does this change the dynamics of him fearing for his life? Yeah, that's right. Damn it, Jason, pay attention. I'll rewind it. Let me go back. I think it's important, even what he's saying, the guy on the stand. Because, okay.
I'm gonna show you, we're looking at State's Exhibit, and it's
So guys, is this the victim's truck? Let's listen and see, because I don't know if it looks like the victim's truck.
Sorry. So for the record, we're looking at State's Exhibit number 3. This is a video that you've certainly seen before, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay. Emma, can you play until, may I approach the, there's something here. All right, stop.
He is shooting something, y'all.
You've certainly seen before, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay. Emma, can you play until, may I approach the, there's something here. All right, stop.
Yes, it's cross, Jason. So my question is, as a juror, and you seeing this, yeah, this the defense, y'all. We in the defense, cross-examining. He is pointing something, right?
All right, now when you look there, is that the robber?
Yes, sir, that is the original robber from the 18th.
His hand's extended there, correct?
Yes, sir, it is extended.
All right, and I'm going to show you defense exhibit number 9. Do you see this, sir?
Yes, sir, it's just a screenshot of this same frame pretty much.
Okay. Is it fairly and accurately depict the screenshot that you're seeing right there?
If I can see the time that, but the boxes in the
Well,
way.
just more or less. It doesn't need to be precise.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Tender defense exhibit number 9 to opposing counsel offering the evidence.
Yeah, no objection, Judge.
Okay, and that is, we said, consistent with, that's consistent with someone shooting a gun, right?
That's consistent with somebody extending their arm right now.
You think the robber's just saying hi?
He's sticking his hand up, and if he has a gun in his hand, which I think he did from seeing the other videos.
You're not denying that they were robbed, right? I think we agree on that.
No.
This is the state witness up here, Jason. Did you hear that? Right, therapist. Do you think he was just waving hi? He was waving bye? Like, you just see a man running with his hand out, like, come on. And he got this witness to admit that, yeah, I believe that he had a gun in his hand. Okay, well, long as everybody hearing it. He was waving bye. I got all your stuff. See you when I see you. All right, now, take note.
Totally agree with that, sir.
And can you go forward to the next one? Yeah, and then we see the same thing over here, right? Got to catch it at the right spot.
Yes, sir, he's sticking his arm up currently.
Okay. Like that first one, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, we're seeing right here is the robbery itself, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's apparent to you there's a firearm involved in that, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
And can you pause? We show you defense exhibit number 8. Same question as last time.
Yes, sir.
Is that, it's not that exact moment, but is that a screenshot that fairly and accurately depicts part of the video that we are watching?
Yes, sir, it is.
I tendered defendant's exhibit number 8 to opposing counsel and offer an offer an evidence.
Yeah, no objection, Judge.
We don't need to make defense number 8 of the minutes evidence in the public.
Not yet. All right, that's good. Now go to the shooting. All right, now on defendant's, or I'm sorry, state's exhibit number 1, we're looking at, we've seen this a few times. Tommy went over it with you yesterday. As soon as you just get to the part where Tony is coming out. All right, and stop, please. Thank you. All right, so at this point, we went through this a little bit yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is where Mr. Earls is firing his handgun, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, now, and there's a series at, I think 3, does that sound right? 3 shots at that point before he goes into the grass?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I want to kind of dissect what we're saying this is and what we're saying it isn't. Are you giving any opinion as to whether any of those 3 shots were the one that went into the truck?
No, sir, I'm not giving any opinion into that.
Okay, do you know whether any of those 3 shots are the ones that went to the truck?
I think from this point, we can see 3 flashes basically in the grass of where it's hitting, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we can rule out those shots as being any that went into the truck, fair?
I think that's fair, yes, sir.
Okay, and then, Anna, can you go forward? And stop. All right, so we've got Mr. Earls over at that point, where it looks like from the angle, we've got the truck at this stage, but he, meaning Mr. Earls, is somewhere in this general area when he is firing at the truck, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now when you were doing your measurements, you had no way to measure exactly where Mr. Earls would have been standing, fair?
I just can't place his exact spot because of the pillars and how the camera's positioned.
Yeah, and you weren't out there, so I mean, you don't know. I'm not fussing at you for this. I don't think it's possible to know. You don't know. You couldn't state precisely where he was standing when the shot was fired at the truck. Fair?
Not from this camera. From the
Well-
China gun, you probably could have a better position of seeing where he's standing.
Okay. Do you have any opinion as to exactly where he was standing when the shot was made that went into the truck?
No, sir, I do not have an opinion.
All right. And you also, to really know that, you need to know kind of where the truck is too. Right?
Yes, sir.
And while sometimes, a picture's worth 1,000 words, you've heard that saying, right?
Yes, sir, I
But
have.
a picture can sometimes be slightly misleading, can't it be? In some situations.
Yes, sir.
All right. For example, you can have something that may look like it's going straight because of camera angle, but it may actually not be going completely straight. That happens sometimes, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can have a situation with, when you're talking about a vehicle where, when it brakes, I guess I'm gonna use my hand here. Vehicle going straight, we kind of think of it as going at a 180-degree angle, right?
Yes,
When
sir.
it brakes, it's gonna start pitching a little bit, isn't it?
If you slam your brakes, you'd expect that.
Okay, and then it's not unusual in situations where there's a highly chaotic, stressful traffic situation where someone might steer the wheel one way or another, right?
That is possible. Yes, sir.
Okay, so those are the kinds of things that can affect the angle of a truck, okay, where on one angle on a camera, it may look like it's completely flat and straight. There may be some slight variances depending upon the driver's reactions. Fair?
That's kind of fair. I'm kind of confused by what you're saying.
I'm confused too. Let me try that again. Okay. Where I'm trying to get at is we cannot make an assumption that at the time that the truck was shot, it was at a level 180-degree angle, right?
I'm gonna object again, 702, Stoko's expertise. When the truck was struck, he's not a shooting reconstruction expert.
Judge, he's a traffic vehicle crimes expert.
So Earl, if you could answer the question.
Okay, we can't, it's not safe to assume that the truck was at an even 180 degrees at the time that it was fired upon, correct?
I don't know exactly at which point and which bullet we're talking about. I mean,
At the point where the truck was shot,
yes, sir.
okay, you get me with there, right?
I don't know exactly which one of these shots it was struck. I have
That's
no
not my
clue.
question, that's not my question. You're thinking I'm making this more complicated than I am, okay? At the point the truck was shot, let's start with that. You understand the truck was shot,
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that.
okay? You're not able to say, because this could be important later. It may not be important with you, but it may be important later. You're not able to say one way or another if the truck was at a perfect 180-degree angle or if it may have been at a slight angle due to brake speed slam, acceleration, or steering, correct?
I am not able to say no, sir.
Good. May I have just 1 second, Judge? Yeah. Let me ask this very directly. You do not know exactly where Mr. Earls was standing at the point that he shot the gun where the bullet hit into the vehicle.
I don't know the exact spot. I mean, you can look on this video and the China Garden video and try to place him, basically.
You get generally where he is, but you can't, and I'm asking this for purposes of precise measurement, okay? We know that generally he's where he is in that video right there, I get that. But for precise measurement purposes, okay, you can't state he was exactly X number of inches or feet away from any reference point at the time that he fired the bullet that went into the car.
From this video, no, but from the other video across the street, you get better reference of kind of where he is standing.
You get a better reference, but you can't state with any precision. Like you couldn't measure exactly where he was standing, right?
With the 3D point cloud, I could actually fly over to that spot and place him in that area he's at right now.
If he were there, you can't do that now, can you?
Well, based off of your videos, if you have a person and you have objects you can use for reference, like I did with the tire mark, with the lane line right here, I can say, hey, the lane line is near the tire. I can measure from that spot.
I get that. You don't know where he was standing when he fired the bullet that went into the truck.
I don't know which bullet is exact. No, sir.
Okay, so because of that, you can't state that you can measure exactly where he was standing when the bullet was fired that hit the truck, right?
By using the videos
This
of
is yes
all
or
the
no.
videos?
Do me a favor, Mr. McLeese, just continue over him.
Finish your answer.
By using all the videos, you can put together pretty much as close as you can from the muzzle flashes. You'd match muzzle flashes from where he's standing, and there is objects of reference. That's why I took my 3D scanner and I placed it at
Objection
several.
non-responsive.
The non-responsive part is going to be objected to the Please actually just.
Yes, sir.
Here's what I get that you don't want to answer this, okay, but you don't know precisely.
Y'all better say her name. That's Fowler, damn it. Thank you so much, Fowler, and welcome, Angela. Now, well, thank you, Fowler. Damn it. Sick and all. We love our Fowler, damn it. So, y'all see how the defense is getting him? He like, look, I know you don't want to answer my question, but you're going to have to answer my question. So that was a good stopping point for us, right? You say you love your name change so much. I love it too. It give me an excuse to say damn it all the time. All right, guys.
Cannot state to this jury precisely where Mr. Earls was standing as we're in here right now. You, okay, investigator Bledsoe,
Yes, sir.
cannot state with any precision where Mr. Earls was standing when he fired the bullet that went into the truck. Yes or no?
No, sir. I don't know.
Thank you. Do you know the measurements that you took here? Do you know if those were given to an investigator with the last name of Rossi?
Yes, sir. We gave all the evidence we gave to you guys was presented to her as well.
Did she relied upon these measurements you gave her?
That's what I'm assuming she did. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you provided the data that she then used to generate whatever she's going to use in her testimony.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
And that's fine. To show you what's been marked, can I approach Judge? I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendant's exhibit number 10. All right, is that that's from the crime scene photos. Do you remember reviewing that?
Yes, sir. I have seen this photo.
Okay. And it is one of the crime scene photos that was provided to you for your review that you used to help in the totality to make your opinion, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Judge, I'm tendering defense exhibit number 10.
Yeah, questions, Judge.
With no objection made, defense 10 will be admitted to evidence made public, sir.
Thank you. All right, at some point, this Mr. Alvarez's truck, I guess something happened here. The brakes were smashed, or it accelerated, or it turned, but it did something that was enough of a force force to make all of the, or a lot of the stuff that was in the bed of his truck fall out, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you take any measurements or anything, or were you told to do any investigation as to what kind of forces the vehicle may have had to lead it to do to this, to lead it to expel all of the stuff from the bed?
No, sir, but reviewing the video, it was a hard acceleration that caused it to come out.
Judge, I'll pass the witness.
At this time, the state would offer State's Exhibit number 5.
No objection. It's already in.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you have any objections to state number 5?
No.
With no objection made, defense 5 will be admitted that has been accomplished, sir.
Judge, State's Exhibit number 5, just for purposes of the record, I apologize. And Judge, may we retrieve the larger TV just briefly?
Is the jury okay? Done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Was also right.
Investigator Bledsoe, I'm going to play State's Exhibit number 5.
Yes, sir.
When we're done, I'm going to ask you how many gunshots we hear, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to start it over here.
Yes, sir.
Officer Bledsoe, you're a certified peace officer in the state of Texas, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
As part of your annual training, do you undergo trainings regarding the uses of firearms?
Yes, sir, we do.
And aren't you certified in certain aspects of firearms?
Yes, sir.
So although you may not be able to opine about things that a firearms examiner can, you know what this gunshots sound like, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can tell what muzzle flash is, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're not a shooting incident reconstructionist, are you?
No, sir, I'm not.
So are you aware of whether or not for shooting incident reconstruction, that diameter, the circumference, and the depth of the entrance of a gunshot projectile is required to determine the angle at which it was fired?
Objection, leading.
Repeat your question.
Are you aware about whether or not you would need to know the angle, the diameter, the width, and the depth of a projectile entrance to be able to make that determination, since you're not a crime scene?
You know, I'm like trying to figure out exactly what did I say, because you know I be saying so much, Vanessa. I think Herville's seen that, because that's what he was like with that evidence. He think that the jury, if they see that, they're going to see that the guy's arm was stretching out. He wasn't waving by. He wasn't, I mean, really, like he had a weapon in his hand and he was raising his arm up. In regards to the robber, I don't know if he was actually shooting. Sorry, Fowler, damn it. I don't know if he was actually shooting. But I guess you can make a case that he had his arm extended. He did have a weapon. We know he had a weapon. He had a gun in his hand. So does that change the dynamics that now Tony is back in fear of his life? And that would be my biggest issue. Not even if he shot it. You don't have to wait to be shot at to shoot back. But him raising, this guy just robbed him, and the guy turns back around, has his arm extended with a weapon in his hand. I'm back in fear for my life. Yeah, Kirby, I definitely believe that he had a gun in his hand. So, yeah. But it don't change the dynamics. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know. Yeah, like I don't think we have heard from the ballistics just yet. I haven't heard anything in regards to the bullets, but I'm sure they do have it. No, I didn't forget your whole point from yesterday, Zach, but I don't know if that makes him I don't know. I don't know if I just don't I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, because I think that I think two things can be true. I know. But I don't know. So how do we explain, like, if I don't know, like SD said, where's the ballistics? Can we get to that part? I don't know. Thank you so much, SD. You this is a trial. I think it gives us very open dialogue, Fala. I think this is the most excitement that we done had in a chat where people are we not all on the same page. We all got different opinions in regards to it. It's actually, yes. Yes. It gives everybody a different way of viewing it. Remember, this is how the jury gonna be back there. They gonna be really looking at this. It's that all the way around. That's the catchy part to it. Yeah, it is hard to settle on one side, right? Because most cases we walk into and before they even open their mouth, we like, you guilty. He said he didn't even graze the dude. Like, if you're gonna be doing all this shooting, you better make sure you shoot the right target. Oh, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, misbehaving. Like, they will be hung with me too. Go directly to jail, don't pass go, don't collect $200, don't do nothing. Go straight to jail, right? I don't know. We gonna see. So, guys, what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to keep everybody here so late on a Sunday. We got about 3 hours. I think it's about 3 hours, right? Hey, Shelby from NC, North Carolina. Wave it like a helicopter. Here I go with my bad lyrics, Jason. Take your shirt off. North Carolina. I don't know the rest of the words, so now I don't know. I'll be telling y'all some false stuff. Y'all be having some false lyrics. All I know is he say, take your shirt off. Wave it around like a helicopter. PD Pablo rolling over. I know, messing up all his lyrics. All right. But it just sounds so nice when she come in and I can say North Carolina. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we are going to cover the first half of day 3. I am going to stream early tomorrow, and we'll stream the rest of day 3, which is about 2 hours, and then we'll go live into day 4. That way everybody don't have to be up late, and I don't want anybody to miss any of this coverage, because I definitely love when we can all be in a chat and we can all watch it together versus the people having to rewind and stuff like that. Okay, guys? But at least we won't have to do 7. He gonna get me for messing up his lyrics. Look, okay. Y'all understood my point, right? North Carolina. Wave it in the air like a helicopter. Yeah, right. That's it. Whatever. He better be happy somebody singing that stuff, even if I can't figure it out. I tried.
Right, a shooting incident reconstructions.
No, so I'm not familiar.
Objection also assumes facts, not evidence.
It's overruled. You may answer the question.
No, so I'm not familiar with it.
I'm just gonna show you a larger version of State's Exhibit number 85, okay?
Yes, sir.
So right here, we have the Chase Bank, correct?
Yes, sir.
So 149 Winkler, would it be fair to say that that's over here, or sorry, that's over here as it pertains to the camera that we're viewing right now in State's Exhibit number 5?
Yes, sir.
So about a block or two away.
Definitely, yes, sir.
And that's the video that we're viewing now.
Yes, sir, it is.
But so, are you able to make out the make and model of the car you just saw screeching across State's Exhibit number 5?
Yes, sir.
What was the make and model of that vehicle?
It was that black BMW that was originally at the ATM.
Okay. I'm now going to show you State's Exhibit number 1, Chase Surveillance Bank video. Oh, and I apologize. The question, how many shots were there?
I counted 10. I think I heard 10.
10 sounds consistent with gunfire shots. Would that be fair to
Objection
say?
leading.
Please don't read the witness.
Would it be fair to say that that's how many you heard?
Yes, sir.
Objection leading.
Mr. Maroon.
What do we see there?
A muzzle flash.
What do we see there?
A muzzle flash.
What do we see there?
A muzzle flash. You can see grass popping up a little as well.
What do we see there?
A muzzle flash.
How many is that so far?
We're at 4 right now.
Would it be fair to say that between the one that you saw taking the defendant shooting next to the vehicle and this one, were you able to see any in between?
From this camera angle, no, sir.
I'm not going to publish State's Exhibit number 3 with the court's permission. As a certified peace officer, Mr. Bledsoe, when a person extends their arm up, are you able to tell whether or not they're actually shooting a gun?
With defendant Earls, you can see the muzzle flash, so that's a good indicator of the muzzle flash.
So right now, as a point of reference, where do we see the robbery suspect?
He's just past or right at the chase sign, essentially.
Based on the chase video, what has the defendant already done as he's exited the vehicle?
The defendant, could you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
I apologize. When the defendant exits the vehicle and then the robbery suspect is at the chase sign, what does the defendant do next?
He's getting ready to start taking a shot at him.
As the defendant crosses into the grassy area, how many times has the defendant already shot? Based on the chase video.
Right now, we're at about 2, I'm assuming.
What do we see right there?
We see the truck is behind the fence and everything. I can't see the original robber suspect, and you can very faintly see defendant Earl standing back there by the car.
And I'm going to go back just a little bit here.
Yes, sir.
What do we see right there?
Mr. Earls is standing in that area now, where you just kind of had your mouse hovering, and then the truck is basically still just behind the fence line right here.
And so at this point, if we're looking back at State's Exhibit number 1, the chase video, and we're shifting to this video, would it be, you tell me, is it more clear in this video or the chase video as it pertains to the other muzzle flashes you see from the defendant's gun?
Objection, Your Honor, I don't understand what that means. Convoluted question.
You understand the question?
I think I know what he's trying to say.
I'll just rephrase, Judge. Mr. Bledsoe, as it pertains to the muzzle flash that occurs after the first 5 or 4 that we saw in the chase video, what video best depicts the muzzle flash? The 226 Winkler video or the chase video?
The chase video shows defendant Earls' shots, and if there was a shot by the robbery suspect, we'd be able to see it a lot better on this angle.
And I want to direct your attention to Mr. Earls over here in State's Exhibit number 3. And if you need to step down, let me know.
Okay.
Investigator Bledsoe.
Yes, sir.
What do we see right there?
I just saw a muzzle flash again.
Okay, what number is that so far?
That would be, I think we're at 4 right now for combining the 2 videos. 5, 6, 7.
Would you agree with me that as it pertains to, and you tell me, are you more qualified to analyze surveillance video and digital evidence, or digital evidence for an investigator?
A digital forensic investigator.
I apologize. I know that was a little unclear. So as it pertains to the number of muzzle flashes in the video, would it be fair to say, when it comes to those things like that, although you're not a shooting and reconstruction expert, you're at least able to tell when a firearm was discharged?
I think any person can look at the video and see a flash from the end of a gun.
So at least based on what we saw here, we've counted, what is it, 8 in these 2 videos? How many?
About 7 or 8 right now. Yes, sir.
And how many did we hear in the audio?
We heard 10.
I just want to review 2 very short things. I'm going to go frame by frame here. This is that same still that they showed you. Remember that?
Yes, sir, it is.
Do you see any muzzle flash there?
No, sir, I do not see a muzzle flash.
We're going to go back over here now. I mean, I guess you could call that extending your arm, but I mean, do you see any muzzle flash there?
Objection to counsel testifying.
He's gonna testify.
Do you see any muzzle flash there?
With him extending his arm right now, no, sir, I do not see a muzzle flash.
I want to talk to you about what a black box is. You tell us, since you're the reconstruction expert, what is a black box?
So the black box in vehicles today, you guys, is your airbag control module. Basically, it's a life-saving procedure for you. So basically, you're involved in a crash. There's an algorithm enabled. So something inside of the car. It's like an accelerometer in your phone, basically. It's saying, oh crap, something's happening with this car. Let's deploy airbags and save lives. So those events are happening in between 0 to 300 milliseconds is when those airbags are deployed, essentially. It's built to save your life, basically.
And, you know, as a shooting reconstruction, as a vehicular crimes reconstruction expert, do you always hit the black box in the vehicle after an incident's occurred?
No, sir. Sometimes they're damaged for how severe some of our crashes are. Sometimes an event is just not triggered. Sometimes you have older vehicles that have been involved in crashes and crappy companies don't replace that module, so it doesn't deploy the airbag to save your lives. There's several things that can cause it not to deploy.
That drone that you used to capture some of the state's exhibits that you testified to yesterday,
Yes,
do you
sir.
have that with you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Can you show us what it looks like?
Yes, sir. It's this with the controller, you guys. With this remote controller attached to it. It's the DJI Mavic 2.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you to fly it.
Yes, sir.
I do want to show you a photo that you took.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now approach the witness, judge. Take your time putting it away. I know that's sensitive technology.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 79. Is that a still from the video that we watched yesterday?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And it's a fair and accurate still from the video that was captured by your drone, already introduced into evidence.
Yes, sir, it is.
Tendered to opposing counsel, states exhibit number 7.
No objection.
With no objection, Mayor, states exhibit number 79 will be admitted to evidence to be published.
Mr. Bledsoe,
Yes, sir.
is that you right there?
Yes, sir, that is me.
Okay. So when you took this aerial photo, what were you attempting to capture?
Basically trying to just capture the layout of the entire scene from an overhead standpoint. Just kind of like a top-down view showing where the Chase Bank is, the entrances and exits to this ATM, the street itself, stuff like that.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense.
Briefly, Judge, you don't know the frame rate of the camera that was in State's exhibit. Marin, which one's the Winter one? Was it 2?
Number 3.
3. That black and white one we just saw. You don't know the frame rate of that camera, correct?
The camera or the
Camera.
the video itself?
The camera that was taking the video. You don't know what the frame rate is.
You could right-click, click properties, and actually get the frame rate.
Do you know the frame rate?
Offhand for that video, no, sir.
Thank you. Okay, see, it's not hard. You don't know the aperture of that camera, do you?
No, sir, I did not.
And we talked about muzzle flash. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yes, sir.
A muzzle flash can be dependent upon a lot of different things, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, guns aren't flamethrowers, right?
They are not.
All right. So a muzzle flash can be affected by things like type of firearm, true,
Yes, sir.
barrel length,
Yes, sir.
okay, and it can be affected by type of ammunition it's being used, right?
Yes, sir.
It can be affected by caliber, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're aware, they talk to you a lot about firearms here, you're aware that there are, for example, Remington, Hornady, there's a lot of very popular ammunition brands that actively market for defense rounds that have low muzzle blasts, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not a firearms expert.
Okay, he asked you a bunch of questions about firearms, but you're not a firearms expert.
No, sir, I'm not a firearms
Okay.
expert.
And then, as far as the black box goes, they were talking to you about all the reasons as to why some data may not be there. But at the end of the day, there was never an attempt to get any black box data from any vehicle in this case, was there?
No, sir, I'm not aware of any.
And because of that, we'll never know what data they could have captured. will we?
We do not know. No, sir.
Pass the witness.
Nothing further for this witness, Judge.
Mayor, please be excused.
From the state, yes, sir.
Yes, subject to recall.
Thank you, sir. Proceed.
Thank you.
Who's ready?